Hey guys, this is Victor, the Wise Traditions Nutritionist from Vitagenics, and today I want to speak to you about fermented cabbage juice. This is one of the best therapeutic drinks that you can make yourself at home, and it's really not too difficult. And it's an amazing probiotic. It's really good for gut issues, etc. So anyway, what is it, right? So what is fermented cabbage juice? Well, you start with water. You want to make sure you have a good water source, whether it's a quality trusted spring water or some good filtered water. And then you got red cabbage, green cabbage. Really, green cabbage is the key here. That's your primary ingredient, really. And then a little garlic and something called EM, or effective microbes. And I have another whole video on this. And these are really what take this fermented cabbage juice to the next level. And it's just a little bit that you need. It's your starter culture. And you could use other starters for this recipe, but here I just want to really highlight the EM, the effective microbes, because I feel they really make quite a big difference to make this recipe quite unique. So a little bit more in the background here. This recipe actually comes from a scientist named Jason Eaton. You can go to his site. The recipe is there. I'm going to just go through it really quickly. But Jason is like a world-class scientist. I've had the pleasure of communicating with him for about 10 years or so about clay. He makes the best clay in the world, and a lot of information there about edible clay, or clay to use topically, etc. Also colloidal silver. He's one of the people with the foremost knowledge on colloidal silver, and a bunch of other natural health protocols. So anyway, this recipe is coming from his site, and which I'm going to point you to, and the link is down below. And the purpose of this video is to really highlight that and really emphasize that this fermented cabbage juice is really good stuff. And I stumbled across his specific recipe several years ago when Jason and I were having a conversation about kefir, and he was recommending cabbage juice. And I was like, And then I saw he had the EM as part of it, and I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, I understand. This is really awesome. So anyway, be sure to check out his site. You're going to go there anyway for the recipe, because I'm not going to list the whole recipe here. I'm just giving you context because I really want to give you the motivation to check this out. So anyway, some more context. Let's compare the fermented cabbage juice to sauerkraut, since most people are familiar with sauerkraut. The cabbage juice is a drink, okay, and the sauerkraut is a food item. Now, you're going to make it from cabbage, but when you make this cabbage juice, you really want to filter out all of the stuff. And you'll use a cheesecloth, actually, to make sure that there are no solids in there. That's really the best way to do it. So anyway, the other thing is we're talking about a therapeutic item here, a therapeutic food or a therapeutic drink, something that is intended to be used really for like 3 to 6 weeks. Now, you can include it in your diet regularly if you choose to do so, but this is a really powerful item, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more in the next slide. Anyway, sauerkraut is a staple food. I hope you have sauerkraut in your diet. It's great to have it every day. It's really good for you. Now, the probiotic content in these two things, even though they both come from cabbage, is different, okay? It's going to be quite different, actually, and so is the nutrition. They're both great for probiotics. They're both very nutritious. However, the profiles of the probiotic and the nutrition are different. And to illustrate that even further, when you're making the fermented cabbage juice, you've got a couple of options here. If you want the most powerful probiotic, you're going to make it with just green cabbage, and that's going to be more powerful than adding the red cabbage. If you want really like the best balance, because like the red cabbage is a little bit more flavorful, so you might enjoy that more, so maybe you'll be more encouraged to drink it more regularly. So anyway, it's your option. Use the green, use the red, use both. You really want to use the green or a mixture of the green and the red, and you always want to have the garlic and the EM in there. Okay, so moving on, a couple other key points I want to highlight. This fermentation takes just a few days. Really, it's 3 days. You don't need to go to 5 days. You don't want to go beyond that. So again, it's not like sauerkraut when you're like fermenting it and keeping it for like 3 years. No, this is a short fermentation, 3 days, 5 days tops, okay? And then you're going to do that at room temperature, and you want it to be cool, really. You don't want to get warmer than that. And then after the fermentation, into the refrigerator. And you don't want to keep it for more than 3 weeks. Okay, so again, it's pretty potent, but it doesn't last long. You make it in a few days, put it in the fridge, you use it up, and you're going to drink like about 100 milliliters or half a cup at each meal, so like 3 times a day. So again, if you're doing this for therapeutic purposes, this is what you would want to do. And you might have like some really crazy reactions. You might feel gaseous. You might feel a lot of things going on down there. That means that it's doing its job. So the worse you feel, the more you need it. However, I'm not encouraging you to make yourself feel bad. If you get a bad reaction, start off with less, okay? So start off real easy, just a little bit, see how you take it. And then you want to like build up to that half a cup at each meal until you use it all up within a few weeks. Okay, so if you make one batch according to the recipe, that should get you through a few weeks. All right, so just a real quick look here. This is on his website, okay? And again, I'm not taking you through. I'm just showing you that the recipe is there. Jason has everything laid out. You'll see he published this a while ago, years ago, but he keeps it up to date. It's current. He just updated it last year, or I should say he just updated it in 2019. I'm not sure when you're watching this video. And yeah, anyway, he's got everything you need there. It's pretty straightforward. Get familiar with it. He's got links to things if you want to purchase, fermentation containers, etc. But anyway, it's all there. So go take a look. This is really good stuff, really good for you. And that's about it. That's about all I got to say about this thing. I just wanted to make you aware that fermented cabbage juice is amazing. I could link you to all kinds of research and stuff, but I think most people already know that like sauerkraut is amazing for probiotic content. It's a great fermented food. And the fermented cabbage juice is really just supercharged. So anyway, I hope this helps you, especially if you're suffering from severe gut issues, like whatever it might be, there's IBS or ulcerative colitis, etc. Just take a look at this. This could really help you out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and hope you subscribe.